Something is happening in Green Bay, and it is bigger than anyone expected. The quiet halls of Lambeau Field are hiding a story that is starting to ripple through every corner of the league. Linebacker Christian Welch, a player who fought his way from the practice squad to the active roster and played just 9 snaps on Sunday, has been released without warning. No leaks, no reports, no explanation, just a sudden move that raises more questions than answers. And fans are starting to feel that this is not just another roster adjustment. The Packers announced the release on Monday, but the timing does not add up at all with tight end Tucker Kraft heading to injured reserve. With a torn ACL, the team was already going to have a spot open on the 53-man roster. They did not need to cut anyone, yet they chose to move on from Welch rather than from other healthy scratches such as Jacob Monk, Donovan Jennings, Warren Brinson, or kicker Lucas Havrisik. This makes the situation even more intriguing because it suggests that the decision was not about space or performance, but about something deeper, something strategic. Inside the building, there are whispers that this might be the beginning of a bigger reshuffle. The Packers are now left with only 4 linebackers on the active roster: Key Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie, and Tyron Hopper. That number is dangerously low for a team that relies heavily on linebackers for both defensive rotations and special teams snaps. Both Nick Niemann and Christian Welch had been key pieces on kick coverage and punt protection, and now both are out of the lineup. That is not the kind of gap you leave unless you already have a plan in motion. Welch played 9 snaps on special teams last week, second only to McDuffie and defensive tackle Carl Brooks. He was filling a role that clearly mattered, and yet he was the one who got cut. That makes people wonder whether this was a simple roster shuffle or a sign that Green Bay is preparing for something bigger, perhaps a veteran signing, maybe a trade, maybe even the return of a familiar face. Welch is a vested veteran, so he will not go through waivers, meaning he could return to the practice squad at any time before Wednesday. That alone keeps the situation fluid and unpredictable around the league. Insiders are starting to take notice. The Packers are not the type of organization to make random moves. There is always intention behind what they do. They have been managing injuries and depth concerns all season long, and a move like this could easily be a prelude to something that changes the shape of the roster entirely. There might be a deal in the works, a free agent visit scheduled, or a hidden adjustment coming in the next few days. When Green Bay makes a surprise move, it usually connects to a bigger picture, one that becomes clear only after the next domino falls. It is also worth noting that the release of Welch comes during a critical stretch in the season. The Packers are fighting to stay relevant in the playoff conversation. Every game, every injury, every transaction matters. This kind of timing suggests that the front office is tightening its roster in preparation for something crucial, either an internal promotion or an external addition. The team cannot afford to run light at linebacker, not with their reliance on special teams units and not with how thin their defensive core has become. Something about this feels calculated, deliberate, almost confidential. It is as if the Packers are playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. The release might look small on paper, but behind it there could be a sequence of moves designed to strengthen the team in a way fans will not see until the end of the week. Maybe a linebacker is about to sign, maybe a big name is being freed from another roster, maybe a long-term strategic move is already underway. What is certain is that this is not random. Green Bay does not move pieces without reason. So now the question that every fan is asking, what is really going on with the Packers and Christian Welch? Is this the start of something bigger, or just a temporary roster maneuver to buy time before the next decision? The answers might come soon, maybe even before the next practice. But one thing is clear, something is brewing inside Lambeau, and it feels like the calm before a storm. If you are a true fan who loves to stay ahead of the story, if you want to know the inside details before they hit the headlines, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what you think Green Bay is planning and what this move really means for the Packers going forward.